physical science, there's a lot of story problems that we do during the year. Students struggle with story problems because of the variables and the equations used to solve the problems. This video is to show you how to solve a problem using the problem-solving method. Now this method is a three-step method. The first part of it is to find the variables, what you have, what you need, what is given in the story problem, and what is being asked for. The second part of the problem-solving method is the equation. This part is where you need to find the equation that has all of the variables given in problem 1, and then, if need be, rearrange the equation to find the variable we're looking for. The third and last step is to then solve the problem, plug and chug. Now, I've given a sample story problem to help us solve, or to illustrate the problem-solving method. The story problem says, find the net force on a 20-kilogram dog that accelerates 2 meters per second squared. So the first step is to, again, find the variables which we have, and then what we're looking for, what we need. So step 1, to do so, break the story problem down bit by bit. That helps in understanding what we're asking for and what we're looking for, not to overwhelm you. Find the net force. So we're looking for the force that's applied to the dog here. So it says find the net force. When looking for the variables we need, you need to look for words that are the asking words, like find, solve, determine. Force, net, okay, is measured by the variable F net. So that's what we're looking for. We read that with a question mark to help us remember or to illustrate what we actually need. So find the net force on a 20-kilogram dog. Pretty much always, whenever there's a number given with a unit, that's going to be a variable or something important, something we're going to need. 20 kilograms is a measurement of mass. The variable for mass is m. Now when doing the story problem, always write the units. If you forget the units, you can still solve the problem, but sometimes that can affect you down the road to help when you're trying to help solve the problem or find the units what's being made. So of a 20-kilogram dog that accelerates. Now words like this tell us again what we have. So not only do the units tell us what we have, but sometimes there's also clues in the story problem. Here it says accelerates 2 meters per second squared. The variable for acceleration is a, 2 meters per second squared. Now that's the first step in the problem-solving method, what we have and what we need. Next, we go to the equation. Now you'll be given an equation list, and so you need to find the equation that has an F, an M, and an A in it. And the equation is acceleration equals the force net over mass. Now we look to see if we need to rearrange the equation. We are looking for force. But in our equation, we're looking for acceleration. To do this, you can either use algebra or a triangle trick because it's a 3-variable equation. The triangle trick, make a triangle. If you look to what the equation equals, that's what you put in the triangle. If it's above and below, you put it above and below the triangle. If it is next to, let's say in the equation, P equals mv, m and v would be next to each other in the triangle. So here we have force, net up top, and mass. It doesn't matter which spot below, either spot is fine. The leftover corner is the variable we're looking for. In this case, it's the A, the acceleration. We go back to number 1. We're looking for force. We cover force on the triangle. And what do we have? Well, that's force equals A times M. When they're next to each other in the triangle, it's multiply. When it's above and below, it's division. So here, we have rearranged it. So So force net equals acceleration times mass. That's how you rearrange a triangle. Or rearrange an equation if it's a 3 equation with the triangle. If it is a 4 or more variable equation, those will be given in the year. Our last step is to solve. So we're looking for force net, so that's what we have. Our acceleration we plug in from our number 1. We don't need a story problem anymore at this point if step 1 and 2 is done correctly. Here we're looking for force. We have force net equals A acceleration, which is 2 meters per second squared. Multiply M, our mass, 20 kilograms. 2, and when they're next to each other, 2 times 20 is 40. In this case, our answer is 40 newtons. And that's a 3-step process we use for the problem-solving method. Again, to recap, 1, the variables, what you have and what you need. 2, find the equation from the variables, rearrange if needed. And 3, solve. Almost every scenario, if you do step 1 correctly, you will not need the story problem anymore, because step 1 leads to step 2, which then finally leads to a solving it.